Hello, everyone. I'm actually coming to you from the lobby of the New York Presbyterian Hospital in Peekskill. My mom's here. But it's really important for me to be consistent, come here, come live while I'm building my million human being business and answer this important question. So today, the question is, when building a business, how do I know what to say no to? And this is a very, very important question. Um, and the thing is, we think, I've been talking so much about gaining clarity, but what can often happen is when you do gain clarity, all of a sudden there's so many more choices to make. So we want to talk about that today, how to not drown in the noise and be able to say no without having the fear of missing out and knowing intuitively what to say yes to. Super, super important. I'm Prosperous Jen, also known as Jen Mar. After 30 years in real estate, I built my coaching business in 6 months. This business that supports the life of my dreams, hit the six figures, and just building in a way that feels really good. And now I help other people do the same. And one of the biggest challenges is what we're talking about today is how to know what to say no to and how to get better at intuitively knowing that answer. If you are ready to start building and you want my six-figure blueprint, just comment ready at any time or direct message me and let's have that conversation. I'd be happy to get that to you. There's no strings attached. It's the exact framework I used to go from a lifelong realtor to business coach. And I'm loving every minute of it. And so the problem with that arises with the ability to say no is clarity again, right? So we want to make sure we not only know what we want, but we know why we want. And we are deeply emotionally attached to the outcome. We can visualize it, we can see it, we can feel it, we taste it. It is so clear. And then we also want to get a lot of clarity around our emotions, our motivations, what's driving us, being able to go within, take that stillness and that space and understand what is driving you. Is it fear? Is it scarcity? Is it actually aligned with your goals and your outcome? And be able to start asking yourself the questions and feeling it in your body when it's right, when it's a yes. Super, super powerful. So what happens oftentimes is limiting patterns come up, like people pleasing, fear, scarcity, perfectionism, all kinds of things that have us making decisions, yes and no, to things that may not be aligned because they are motivated by things outside of our vision. And that's what we really want to be able to tune into, that intuition. And when we're saying no to something, is it because it's not aligned or is it because of resistance, right? Like no to cold calling. That's something that's going to grow your business more than likely. But yet you have this huge resistance. So you want to really get curious, where is that resistance coming from? Is it fear? Is what you're trying to do aligned with your ultimate goals and what you're looking to achieve? Yes or no? And if it is aligned and it's still uncomfortable, it's a matter of knowing that when I get to the other side of this, and when I prioritize this thing that I don't love doing and I get really good at it, it's going to get me to where I am looking to go. And so the first thing, again, is clarity. Get clear on what are your non-negotiables. What are the things that I am most aligned with? What are the freedoms that I am working towards? I talk about freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of energy. So not just what my business is going to look like, but what my life is going to look like, what my Mondays look like, what my Fridays look like, what my weekends look like, what my evenings look like, what my mornings look like. And then the things that I'm making decisions on, a yes or no, are they aligned with that future version? Now, sometimes there are things that may not look like your future outcome, who you are 3 years from now when your business is raking in all kinds of money. However, sometimes there are actions that are aligned to get you to those results. So sometimes there are things that we don't love, that don't feel great, but we know that they are the most important thing right now for us to be focusing and doing. But we get to do that so that we can get to those results that we are looking for. It's not something we have to do or we need to do or should be doing. We're doing it because we can recognize 100% that this is aligned with getting us the results that we want. I can't see anything, comments or anything like that, so you'll have to put them up on the screen, Jose. So then there's that, I just kind of went into a little bit, the does it feel good or doesn't it feel good? So it's really a matter of understanding that, you know, if it feels good and it's aligned, it's a definite yes. If it feels good and it's not aligned, it's a no. And if it feels not so good, but it is aligned, that is more than likely your resistance. Hi, good morning, good to see you, or good afternoon, I don't even know what it is. So the things that you want to also understand, if there are things that may not feel good that you're going to say yes to, and I want you to not say no to them because they're aligned and they're going to build your business, but we want to learn how to reframe, look at it from a different perspective so that we can make some of those things that we don't necessarily enjoy. And for me, that's like systems and operations. Really don't enjoy that process at all. But when I know that I only have to do it for a little while, and as soon as I have a certain threshold of income or profit in my business, that will be the first thing that I delegate. And so therefore, I feel really good about doing it. It totally changes my perspective. And so we're not just talking about saying yes or no. We want to show up with the right energy. Because even if you're saying to the things that are aligned but don't feel good, like prospecting and growing your business and networking, and, you know, I'm just giving that as an example, it's still 100% aligned with growing your business. So you want to take that yes and you want to turn it into a yes that you can clearly see how that yes is going to take you towards where you want to go, and then have a different perspective or reframe it in a way that feels good. I'll give you a little quick example. When I first went full-time in real estate, I decided I was going to be the for sale by owner queen and expired listing queen. So I was cold calling homeowners, and that was not something I was very comfortable with. But I did two things to reframe that. Yes, this is what I get to do to grow my business. No, this doesn't feel good. So I reframed that resistance two ways. Number one, I started to think about the other realtors that I thought were not very good realtors. And I didn't want people to have that kind of experience. I knew that I would take such good care of them. So I almost felt like it was my fiduciary responsibility to reach out to these people to know that they have an option. And so, you know, this is when I was brand new. I didn't have a million listings. It was so important to me to get that listing and to do a really good job. So I changed that perspective to feel like this is, I'm doing this amazing service. The other thing that I changed, my reframed so that yes would feel good, was I was really attached to what it would feel like when I would get my first for sale by owner listing or my first expired listing. And I can remember it so clear now, those first times that I got a yes and I got it signed. It was like the best feeling in the world. And I knew it was going to feel that way because I visualized it and I thought about it and I dreamt it, and I reframed my energy when I was making these calls to a way that feel good, because I knew that every single no or every single person that hung up on me was getting me closer to being really good at this. And that was exciting for me. So that's an example for that. And so you want to ask yourself these questions when deciding yes or no. You should be bringing something on or implementing something in your business. Does this bring me closer to my vision, or is it just something that's going to make me busier? And then there's like, what if I miss my big break if I say no? What if this is the big opportunity? Well, I'm here to tell you that I promise you, whatever the universe and the world has in store for you is not going to pass you by. And if you pass up a big opportunity, a break, there's a good chance that it's really the big opportunity and the break for somebody else because it's not aligned with your vision. So you want to ask yourself that. And then, are you saying yes from inspiration? This is an inspired place that you know this is aligned and is going to take you to the next level and go where you want to go? Or is it obligation? Do you feel like this is something you have to do or need to do? I was telling a story about one of the greatest coaches of our time right now. Her name is Melanie Ann Layer, and she built her business, never built a website, never did a lead funnel, never did cold calling, prospecting. She built her business solely through her intuition. And I'm just putting that out there. And I think she's like made 17 million last year, and she started in 2016 or 2017. And I'm putting that out there because it is possible. There are a lot of people succeeding at a really high level that said no to a lot of things that did not feel aligned with the way that they wanted to build a business, and they went completely against tradition, but they were so in tune with their intuition that you just couldn't go wrong, right? It's all about the energy. It's not so much what you do or what you say, but who you show up as. And so really going into that intuition, having all that clarity on what you want and don't want, and then understanding why you're making those choices. What is driving this decision? And getting curious, not judging. I sense some fear, I sense some scarcity, I feel totally inspired, I feel totally excited, and that'll help. Let's see what else. And then also the clarity, just digging down and making sure you have enough clarity around everything that decision would impact, and then reframing it. Is there a way for me to do this where I can have it aligned with my business? Is there any tweaks that I can make, or is it just a hard no? So looking at it from all these different angles, from all the different perspectives, and then making your decision. I mean, in the beginning, I feel like we all say yes to everything because we feel like we have so much to prove. And so I would love if you're on here in your beginning that you stop that cycle right now, because that can give you a lot of delay and a lot of stress in building your business. And then when you start to get burned out, you go to the opposite way and you start saying no to everything because you're overwhelmed and you're trying to protect your energy. And that's not how we want to grow. We want to make sovereign choices. We want to say yes and no from a deep place of knowing in our heart, in our soul, in our minds. You don't necessarily need to say no more. You just want to get clear on your yeses so no's become more obvious. And also, you can't say yes to everything. So really identifying what is the most important thing right now, what is going to move the needle the most, and making sure that your energy, concentration is in that direction. And so, listen, you guys, I spent most of my adulthood really doing everything from a place of what I thought I should be or what I thought other people thought I should be. I had no clarity on what I wanted and who I was. Now, while I was able to be successful that way, it was not sustainable. It all blew up. And so here I am building a business in a way that feels good and lines up with exactly who I am and who I want to be. And that's because I have that clarity. I have my non-negotiables, the things that help me balance my energy. And I stick with those, and I say no to anything that is going to interfere with those non-negotiables. And I just know exactly what the right next thing to do is. I'm in this place of knowing, just knowing. I thought I saw a question, but it is hard for me to see. If you want to put it back up, I can try to answer it. And so, let's see. Oh, I think I got this. So if there's a great collaboration opportunity, but you feel like it's a little early for you or a little too soon, I mean, this is one where you really, really want to go within, because I truly believe if it's an aligned opportunity, an aligned collaboration, but you don't feel ready enough yet, if it's me, I'm probably going to go for it. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I can pull it together and do whatever that collaboration is without failing. But I'm going to ask myself all those questions. Why do I feel not prepared? What is giving me that hesitancy? And is that coming from fear? Is it coming from? And here's the thing, too, that we forget. Fear and excitement are exactly the same. Like, we really don't know the difference in our mind. Our body is giving us this reaction, And so I try to take fear and convert it into excitement. What could I be excited about with this? Because I feel like taking that kind of a leap, doing something that is completely aligned, but yet you feel like you're not quite ready, could really catapult you forward. But we can't be afraid of failure. I can promise you, like if it's public speaking, you're probably not going to be ready to public speak in 6 months either. So you might as well give it a shot, right? And just go out there and be humble, come from your heart, and do your best. So that would be my answer to that. But really going within and understanding what's making you apprehensive, looking at it from all different perspectives and angles, and then making your decision. This is, I've done a lot of this. Like right now, I'm doing that. I'm actually working on some great collaborative opportunities in ways where I am not ready, but I know where I want to go. I know where I'm headed. And I also am confident enough in myself to tell people, like, I'm not quite there, but this is where I'm going, and I know I'm going to get there. So I'm comfortable with talking about it or stepping into the realm, even when I'm not 100% ready. But doing so after really studying and understanding where I am at and feeling confident and sure that even if I'm not 100% perfect and ready, this is aligned. And so I'm going to take the leap of faith. So much of what we talk to really comes down to that clarity. And again, if you want my blueprint, the framework that in 6 months helped me build the business that supports the life of my dreams, just drop ready or send me a direct comment. I can't really see you guys all, but I'm really grateful for all of you that have joined us today. Again, I'm at the hospital with my mom, so I'm not going to stay on here for too long today, but I'm grateful for everybody that tuned in. Please just pop into my DM and let's talk business. Let's get you building. No strings attached. I'm not going to hard sell you. I'm on a mission to help 1 million people build a business that supports the life of their dreams while I am building the business that supports mine. So have a great day, you guys. Stay safe, stay warm, and thank you.